Hey, how's it going, guys? Dan Kitajima here, back with another episode of How to Grow Your Insurance Agency. Today, I want to talk to you guys about how to handle rate increases. That's something that I just did with my team just right now, and I just want to share with you guys what type of meeting I had with my team. I just share with them an overview of things to come, which we won't get into in this video because that's kind of just what our companies are going through as far as when rate increases are coming. But it is important for us agency owners to let your staff know when rate increases are coming and why, so they can be prepared for them and then know how to handle them as well and how their perspective is. And what does it mean to us insurance agents? That's something we'll go over too. And then most importantly, how I train my agents how to handle rate increases calls when clients ask about rate increases. What it means to us, it's really important as insurance agents look at this in a positive way because especially in California, we haven't had a rate increase in several years, and that's really caused the insurance companies to become unprofitable. And due to that reasons, there's just a lot more guidelines that we have to go through. So the more rate increases we have, the less the guidelines are going to come. And that's something that we're hoping to have because we want our companies that we represent, we sell for, to be profitable as well. And we certainly like to have less underwriting guidelines because it will help us sell more policies easier. But it's really a matter of perspective because a lot of insurance agents really look at rate increases as a negative thing. Oh, this is terrible. It's already hard to sell insurance. How are we going to be able to sell insurance? And a lot of people are going to non-renew with us and really look at it as a negative thing. But if you think about it, just like anything else, whenever there's an obstacle, and we've been through so many of them this year, but there's always going to be an opportunity. And the biggest opportunity is really that there's going to be more premium. Just like real estate or stocks, over long periods of time, the values of things go up. And same thing with insurance. And that's the great thing that we're in the insurance business is that insurance rates will continue to go up. And that means that we're going to get paid more, which is a good thing for us. There's going to be just more rewrite opportunities at our agency. If a situation comes up, maybe they don't qualify for a certain carrier, we may have to rewrite them. Maybe because within the same carrier, we have different rating systems. It just is going to cause more opportunities to sell more policies. And then, since I'm sure you're not the only company that's going to be dealing with these rate increases, especially in California, since literally every single auto insurance company is waiting for these rate increases, all these rate increases are happening all at once. So that means that there's going to be a significant amount of shoppers out there, maybe more than ever, which means there's a tremendous opportunity for strong agencies to write more policies because there'll be more shoppers, and then if their customer service team is solid, less are leaving. So some years it's really hard to get an insurance lead, people to be interested in talking about insurance because everything is quiet. This year everything is very loud. There's so many non-renewals, there's so many rate increases, there's so many restrictions on underwriting that I believe there's not going to be a year where more people are going to be shopping than this year. But in general, when there's rate increases, that means that there's going to be more shoppers, which means there's more opportunity once again. And again, as we have more premium, that means there's more commission for us. Look at rate increases as an opportunity to make more money and for the insurance companies to be more profitable, which is in the long run better for us agents too because the sales process will be easier and the guidelines will be easier. So being able to make more money, having less underwriting restrictions in the future, there's just so many things. You could just look at it in two different ways, but it's definitely a positive is the way I look at it. And then I also talked about, in the last video, the opportunity to increase LTV for our customer, which is the lifetime value of our customers. So there's a lot of ways we could do that. Whenever there's a rate increases, there's going to be more connection. People are going to contact us. Why did my rates go up? We're going to be able to go over a couple things. One is the coverage, because they can't scream and shout their way into getting lower rates. They can't complain their way into lower rates. We have to make some change to your policy to make your rates go down. So the only way to adjust your rate is to change your coverage or add a discount. So coverage is a good point there because it is an opportunity for us to reconnect with them. Whenever they're talking about price, we want to talk about coverage. Because a lot of times people think of insurance as just an expense. They just see it in their statement and there's nothing really more than that. But it's actually coverage. There's actually value to what they're getting because if something happens, then we're going to cover you and we're going to protect you. If the consumer is forgetting about that, which many times they do, mention to them, hey, we could go over your coverage, although it's not recommended, we can make these changes to your coverage. Now, if something happened there, this is going to be the consequences. So it is good to have these coverage, but it's totally up to you because we want you to be comfortable with not only your coverage, but with also your premium too. And some folks may make that adjustment to your coverage. It's totally up to them. But some clients will, after you talk about the coverage, remind them that, hey, maybe it is good. Maybe I shouldn't be so cheap. Maybe I should keep this coverage. And after you go over the coverage, then the price will not seem as important as much because of what insurance can do for them. And then the discounts. Again, this is a perfect opportunity for clients who may have never called you because everything was going fine to contact you because now their rates went up, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to see if there's any other policies we could offer them because of the multi-policy discount. Maybe they own a home that we didn't know about. Maybe we could offer them renter's insurance, life insurance. If you offer a company that has multi-policy discount, this is an ideal opportunity for us to talk about being able to cross-sell them because we should have been doing this for years anyways, but if they're calling us, this is the perfect time. If you have a great staff, customer service rep or customer service agent that are taking calls that are licensed, it's going to make a big difference there how skilled they are because they could go from somebody that's wanting to call, they're a little upset because their rate went up, and depending on how they handle that conversation, you may lose a client there if it doesn't go well. But if they're really skilled, not only are we keeping that policy, but selling them another policy as well. So that's a huge difference between a bad CSR agent or a great CSR agent. So that's something to really keep in mind. And then, if you just keep their policy, that's going to increase their retention level, which is going to increase, again, your LTV. The longer a client stays with us, if you handle that rate increase call very well, it makes sense to them. We may be able to find a way to give them some different coverage options. They're satisfied with how you treated them. Again, that's going to, at the very least, have them stay with you, which is a huge factor on how high their LTV can be. And then get referrals. All right, that's going to be a major one. The agencies are taking care of their clients, being available with them when they call right away, no voicemails. In fact, even calling them before they call us, letting them know about their rate increase, letting them know about how their billing changed. If you're making that conversation and you take care of them, then maybe your clients are having lunch with their friends and they're talking about, hey, my company's dropping me or my rate went up really high. Like, what are you doing for your insurance? They're going to be referring you because of the way you took care of them. Goodwill goes a long ways when it comes to business and just taking care of your clients, trying your very best to help them out and find the right coverage for them is going to lead to referrals. And the more connections you make, the more activity you have within your book of business, that's going to definitely lead to more referrals as long as you're asking for them. All right, so we're going to get into how to handle these calls. It's going to be very important if a customer calls and asks you, why did my insurance rate went up? That your staff member is going to be able to handle that professionally and efficiently. The last thing we want is a staff member that doesn't know what to say because these calls are going to keep happening all year long. So it's really important that they have scripts in front of their desks so they know exactly what to say. So here's some important points that we may want to mention and have your staff trained up on. One of the things that it says here is we, so your insurance company represent, or this insurance company that you have, like all other insurance companies, had to increase our rates for all drivers in your state, for me, California, because for the last few years, there were a lot more auto accidents. So right there, you're saying that you're not the only one. Okay, people don't like to be singled out, that they're getting picked on, and sometimes people could feel that way. They're frustrated with the rate increase. So we're not the only ones. We're not the only insurance company, and it's literally every single driver's rates have been adjusted this year. Okay, which is the truth. So you're able to say that to make them feel that that's not their only one. And then we want to throw out some facts here, if necessary, that it was a very unprofitable year for insurance companies. Throw out the stats of how much your insurance company lost last year. And it may have been the worst year ever for your insurance company, which is the case for many insurance companies. It was literally the worst year ever for insurance companies in 2022. We paid out more in claims than we collected in premium. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you could say that it's very important for them to know that, hey, we do pay out for claims. And sometimes that's something that clients may seem to forget because we pay out on claims. That's the reason rate has adjusted. Therefore, we unfortunately had to make an adjustment to make sure we are in a position to pay out on your claims right away, as we are famous to do. And that's important too because, a lot of people are thinking, what's in it for me? That's all they're thinking. Okay, well, sorry, you guys we're unprofitable. Well, what's in it for me? How does that help you? Well, it helps you because we had to make adjustment so we could help you out in case you needed help, in case a claim happened, in case an accident happened. So what's in it for you is very important. And then also reminding them that, hey, we're a good company, so we could continue to pay out on claims when things happen to you. So we do pay out on claims. We have a good reputation for that. And this is for you, is where you want to kind of lead it towards. And then I told my team all the reasons too, because whenever you have a customer that's frustrated, it's really important for them to try to help them understand, because frustration comes from when they're uncertainty, when they don't understand. What am my insurance rate? When? So you could go over all these information that your staff should know. First of all, inflation, repair parts are higher, labor costs are higher, used cars prices are higher, the actual cash value of vehicles are higher. Everything costs more, so it's costing us more to repair your cars or replace your car. Hope that makes sense to your clients. People are driving much more, even more than pandemic times. People are going on vacations, they have longer commutes. When the economy was doing good, that's when there was more accidents, and people drive for leisure or pleasure purposes, and there's just more accidents that way. So, which is the truth, more people are driving, so there's more accidents. People are on their phones, distracted driving is off the charts. Technology also with the car parts, with the sensors and the cameras, it costs more to fix vehicles these days. And then the injury lawyers are getting extremely aggressive. And that's why you see the billboards all over the place on the 405, because whenever there's an accident, the insurance companies have to pay the medical bills, the loss of earnings. And again, people are making more money now. So if you have to miss work due to an accident, you have to pay more. And then there's also pain and suffering. So lawyers are getting very aggressive. And depending on what state you are, but certain states, the consumer is getting favored in these type of situations. So the insurance company is definitely hurting. And these are all a lot of the reasons. So the more you can help them understand, wow, that's what's happening out there. And a lot of it does make sense to them. The more you can make it sense to them, the more they'll be understanding of reason their insurance rates went up. All right. And then we could say, however, I'm very confident that even with our rate increases, we are still going to be very competitive in rates if you compare us with other top companies. Again, letting them know that we're a top company. You can shop us around if you like, but we're very confident that we could still help you out. So confidence is very important there, and that letting them remind them again that we're one of the top companies, I think, is important too. So the key points are everyone's rates are going up, not just you. Accidents do occur. Tell them a story. On my way to work, I was late today because there's an accident. Accidents happen all the time, and that's what you have insurance for. And then maybe try to keep them positive too. Now, this is a skill that I try to tell my CSRs. It's a perspective thing. There's always a positive in every situation. Hey, at least you don't live in LA. The rates there are really going up way higher than your situation. The last person I talked to, their rates went up a lot more. At least we're able to renew your policy. We're able to keep comp and collision. So even with the rate increases, and it's true, certain situations, insurance companies are really going away from. So if it's a 6% increase, if it's not that major of an increase, then you could kind of let them know what the bright side is, because things could always be worse. And then once again, remind them that we're one of the top companies that takes care of claims. And then go over the coverage. Once again, go over the coverage, let them know why it's important to have this coverage, and make them make the decision, because one of the things we don't want to do is do a great job explaining why their rents went up and just leave it at that. You have any questions? Because there's an opportunity here. And people always want options. They don't want to just hear like, hey, this is the reason, it is what it is. It'll make a big difference if you're saying, hey, this is the reason your rate increased, because that was your question. But here are some things we could do for you. We could go over your coverage. Okay, we could lower this coverage. I'm not sure how you feel about it. We don't really recommend it, but here's some options if you need to. Maybe they want to take that option. Maybe they don't. They thank you for explaining your coverage to them again. And then the most important one is the discounts. So this is where it leads to the cross-selling opportunities. So you don't want to waste the why did my rate go up call by not cross-selling them another product that will give them a discount off the product they're concerned about. Do you own your home? Okay, renter's insurance, life insurance, and being able to offer these cross-sell opportunities is such an important way to increase the lifetime value of your customers, and it's an opportunity you don't want to miss when there's rate increase costs. Same thing, vice versa. I talked to my staff about homeowners insurance, inflation, cost of lumber, cost to fix homes. Maybe it's weather related. People could understand, what's going on in the weather in their particular state or city they live in. And definitely cross-sell the auto. Okay, again, a big point of my sales team that I was just really trying to bring home to them was that this is an opportunity for us. There's going to be more shoppers than ever from the outside. And within our book of business, there's going to be more communication with us, which means there's an opportunity for us to offer them something else, improve the retention, and cross them another line of business. And that's how we really take our agency to the next level. So there might be a lot of chatter out there as far as other insurance agents looking at this rate increase in different ways, but it's all about perspective. You know, I got coffee from our whole team. Someone could be doing really well financially here, get upset that they didn't have almond milk, just had regular milk, and really get upset about that. And get upset about these rate increases and this underwriting guidelines and these renewal on full pay or non-renewals. There's so many things you get upset about. And there could be a kid in Africa right now walking 3 miles just to get clean water, happy as heck because he found a used soccer ball on the street. So the way you look at things is going to determine how your results and determine how things are going to work out for you. So if you're in the insurance business, which is a great business to be in because these rates are not going to keep going down, they're going to keep going up. And the more they go up, the more income we make for our agencies, for our families. So it's a beautiful business that we're in, and we have a great opportunity with all the insurance companies going through rate increases. The really strong ones that are prepared for this are really going to win in this year and many years coming, because one thing's for sure is that rate increases aren't going to stop coming. So hope this helped you and your staff. Hope you're ready to take advantage of the situation here and take your agency to the next level, which this channel is all about. If you have a chance, please like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, let's get it. Stay hungry.